Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's Preps Plus is brought to you by Boston Store. Be one of the first customers to shop on Saturday, December 20th and receive a free holiday ornament. Stores open at 6 a.m. Buy, Pick, and Save, proud sponsor of the Preps Plus highlights. Time Warner Cable. Order the All the Best package, 3 great services on one simple bill at one low price. By Frederick, the Medical College of Wisconsin. For the smart choice, it's academic. By Lackey & Joy's, with locations in downtown Milwaukee, Brookfield, and Mequon, and celebrating the holidays at Mayfair Mall. And by Realty Executives, where the experts are.
We're at Oak Creek High School, home of a very successful girls basketball program. Hi, I'm your host, Gary Howard, and welcome to Preps Plus, the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's high school sports show. This week, we'll honor a hockey team that's off to a fast start, and we'll meet a diving team that's earning high marks, and not just from judges. Speaking of high marks, we start the show with a young lady who's achieved a lot, both on the court and in the classroom. Brad Preta, my main man, chases down our Boston Store featured student athlete.
Stephanie Running has been running the court on Oak Creek's varsity basketball team since her freshman year. Playing at this level and with this much success is what she wanted, going back to when she first started dribbling a ball.
Ever since I was little, I always wanted to be like the varsity girls. So just being up here is so much fun. And I'm really happy that we've done so well, because I've seen teams that have never really gone anywhere or won anything, so it's great to be part of a team that has.
Throughout high school, Stephanie has devoted herself to the sport. She works hard on her game during the season and in the off-season. But really, there is no off-season for Steph.
She just loves the sport of basketball, and it's just kind of a family thing, too, where her parents are very involved in the program. Her mom was pretty good back in the day, and so was her dad, I think. And it's just a family thing. Her little sister plays, too.
Stephanie's dedication to working on her game helped her land a scholarship to play at Division I Drake next year. But it's not just her basketball talent that is taking her there. Steph also carries a 4.0 grade point average.
Stephanie's a great student. She's always doing her homework. You know, she's great in the school. Everybody knows who she is because of her academics and because of her sports.
Steph says this class, AP Government, is her favorite class this year.
I just like learning about the country and stuff and elections and all that and finding out how it really works. Ever since I was little, my parents always made me do my homework and everything, and I study a lot. So, I don't know, I just keep doing that. I'm kind of a nerd, I guess.
Maybe being a nerd isn't such a bad thing after all, especially when you can combine that with being a star athlete. Steph's influence on the team includes her pregame talks. Those talks wrap up with a simple 2-word phrase, and it's advice that the team usually follows.
Let's win. That's what she says before every game. She gets in the huddle, she goes, all right, everyone's really serious. And then she's like, let's win. So we're like, okay, Steph.
Oak Creek High School has won a lot of games since Running arrived. The Knights had a combined record of 58-13 in her first 3 seasons before starting 3-0 this year. Last season, Steph led Oak Creek to the state tourney. The Knights were defeated by Oshkosh West in the quarterfinals. OC also has 2 conference titles and a runner-up finish during Running's career. This season's goals are to match what they did last year and stretch the season a couple games longer.
We're just hoping to win conference and then make it back to state and win some games.
They plan to do that with hard work, talent, and with team unity.
Most of us have been playing since 5th grade, 4th grade together. So we all know each other's games really well. We all work really good together in practice and in games, and we're always there to support each other.
At 6 foot 2 inches, Stephanie is usually the tallest player on the court, but that won't be the case when she goes to college. So she's working on her outside game for the next level. Here's Angela Rodriguez presenting Steph with our featured student athlete plaque, courtesy of Boston Store.
Give joy, give more, give more, give joy.
Hurry in Wednesday only to save half on everything we advertise before it's all gone. Seniors save an extra 20%.
Give joy, come to the right place.
Boston Store.
Give joy, give more, give more, give joy.
It's your one day to save half on hundreds of items starting 6 a.m. Wednesday at our 50% off one-day sale.
Give joy, come to the right place.
Boston Store.
What does it take to combat the various forms of cancer? Our patients know. It takes specialists that focus on specific cancer types. It takes an academic medical center like Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Less than 2% of America's hospitals are academic medical centers. They're rare, which is why our patients know we're the smart choice for cancer care. Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin. For the smart choice in cancer care, it's academic.
Chairman?
Approved. Every Roundy's product is approved for quality and signed by Chairman Bob himself.
Approved.
Roundy's, exclusively at Pick and Save.
Thank you.
Two of the state's top Division III boys basketball teams held the early season showdown this past week. Super smooth Tim Newman leads off with that matchup as we rock and roll the Pick and Save action reel.
Two of the best private schools in the area hooked up Thursday night as Racine St. Catherine's hosted Whitefish Bay Dominican to open play in the Midwest Classic Central Conference. And the Angels got off to a lightning-quick start. Jarvis Lawson finding space at the top of the key. Catch and shoot is true as St. Cat's jumps out on a 9-zip run, 13-8 Angels after one. In the second, Jarrell Harris shows off his handles in the paint, fights off the big man inside, and get in there. It falls, and Dominican has its first lead at 17-15. But that's short-lived as Jake Thomas moves without the ball to get open, drains the triple with ease to put his squad back on top, stretching the lead out to 7 at one point in the quarter. But the little man Harris is back in the waning seconds of the half. Sick crossover and drive, body control, and the soft touch all translate into the frame's final bucket. Harris with a team-high 21 on the night, but it's 26-21 Angels at the break. To the third, where Javar Lawson gave St. Cat some cushion. Stop and pop mid-range Jay splashes the net for two. Take it a few feet outside and make Pac-Man Jones proud as he makes it rain from the land of threes, and the lead balloons to 11. Dominican would start to creep back with the help of some D. Michael Luter commits the 2-11, and Flight 12 is ready for takeoff. Authoritative throwdown on the other end. But Javar Lawson had a knack for the bucket in the third quarter. The beneficiary of some nice ball movement here, he converts for three, 10 points in the third, and 17 of his game-best 23 in the second half. And St. Catherine's rolls to a 66-47 victory, moving to 3-0 overall. Thus far, West Allis Central has lived up to the expectations, winning their first 5 games on the season. But if the Bulldogs want to be considered one of the big dogs, they're going to need to knock off Brookfield Central, last year's Greater Metro Conference champion. And the Lancers have won 13 of the last 14 matchups, including 7 in a row. And Brookfield Central's Aaron Luter was poised to keep the streak alive, knocking down back-to-back threes to start the game, here using the glass case of emotion. 6-zip Lancers. Stalis would hold tight with the help of a little defensive work. Janie Miles takes advantage of a 5-finger discount, hauling the rock all the way to the other end and cutting Brookfield's lead to 11-9. But the Lancers' lone senior Joanna Bielefeld would facilitate stretching the lead once again. Check out the no-look bounce pass to set up Valerie Rose Agnello for the bucket. 16-9 Brookfield after one. More home team hijinks in the second. Luter penetrating hard into the paint, lays it off for Jessie Thomas. That's 2 of her game-best 13. Finally, Thomas braves the cold and goes outside. Ripcord for 3, all part of a 17-2 spurt. 28-11 Lancers at the half. The Bulldogs were desperately seeking a spark in the third, and Jessica Samataro tried to ignite it. Into the land of giants, she spins one up and in, plus the foul. But Brookfield was in the zone. Bielefeld, sweet, sassy Molassie. Great vision to Kate Sandstrom for the finish. Brookfield Central hands out the 50-27 thrashing. 8 straight wins over the Bulldogs as the Lancers sit at 3-0 in the conference.
Now that we've seen some Greater Metro Conference girls basketball, let's switch over to the guys' side and stay in the same league. It's time now for the Time Warner Cable Big Game.
What's going on with Menominee Falls basketball? They've got a new head coach, a very tall lineup, and they're looking to increase their win total for the 4th consecutive season, something these fans would definitely enjoy.
Both the Falls and Marquette were looking for their first conference win. The visiting Hilltoppers started 3 sophomores. One of those super softs is Quentin Calloway, who may have had a toe on the line here, but he's just too quick to catch. It's an early 9-2 advantage for Marquette. Menominee Falls features freshman Jean-Pierre Tocato, who makes the one-hand rocket pass to Connor Bodwin for the easy 2. Meanwhile, Quentin Calloway only needs a dribble and a sidestep to get free for 3. The Hilltoppers lead by 10. Still first quarter, it's senior Sam Barris driving baseline and enjoying the trip. Nice touch on the leaner. Marquette pours in 24 points in the opening quarter. The Indians' John Cording gets hustle points here. Ouchtown, population U, bro. Signed Cording up for the dodgeball team. But don't let him off the hoops team because he makes a sweet play at the end of the quarter, beating the buzzer. Still, the Falls trails by 9. The Indians trim that deficit by going inside to Lee Becker. He scores 2 of his team-high 18 points. Then, when Quentin Calloway loses the handle, Connor Cassidy finds the handle and says finders keepers. Falls within 4. Third quarter, Calloway has a better grip and swings the ball to Garrett Maloney for 2 of his team-high 20. New Falls coach Ben Siebert called his team over to talk about overcoming that deficit. 6'8" senior Luke Russell will trust his feelings and crash the offensive boards. His putback again makes it a 4-point game, but the Falls could never get over the hump. Sophomore John Kopriva scores inside, and Marquette goes on to the 68-51 victory, getting conference win number 1 and improving to 3-1 overall.
It's pretty big that after the loss against Sussex, now we got to come out strong the rest of the year. I mean, we got Brookfield East coming up, and we got Tulsa East and Brookfield Central, so we just got to keep it strong after this win.
The transfers of many highly regarded young basketball players has a lot of fans talking these days. Journal-Sentinel Prep columnist Art Kabalowski has his take on it, and you can check it out at jsonline.com. Preps Plus, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's high school sports show, will be right back.
Okay, so here's a quick game. Think of your favorite TV show. Now think about how much you love it. Now think about how cool it would be if you could watch your show anytime you wanted. That's exactly what happens when you switch to digital cable from Time Warner Cable. It's the easiest way to see the very best in home entertainment. And with video on demand, you can see shows on your schedule. Call today and get it all for a winning price. You've never seen your favorite show quite like this. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Hi, I'm Marcia Mather. The best gifts come from Lackey & Joy's.
From the heart of the Rocky Mountains, Obermeyer's innovative and authentic ski wear is performance-driven, allowing you to stand up to the most rugged weather conditions. Regardless of the weather, check out Smartwool's fashionable socks, sweaters, hats, mittens, base layers, and more. Smartwool, warm and comfortable from head to toe.
So wrap up your holiday shopping at Lackey & Joy's.
When nature calls you outdoors. Give joy, give more, give more, give joy.
Hurry in Wednesday only to save half on everything we advertise before it's all gone. Seniors save an extra 20%.
Give joy, come to the right place.
Boston Store.
Give joy, give more, give more, give joy.
It's your one day to save half on hundreds of items starting 6 a.m. Wednesday at our 50% off one-day sale.
Give joy, come to the right place.
Boston Store.
likes it. He likes it. Oh.
Every Roundy's product is approved for quality and signed by Chairman Bob himself.
Approved.
Roundy's, exclusively at Pick and Save.
Thank you.
During the winter, basketball is the sport that gets the most attention, especially at MPS schools. But some divers at a variety of city schools are making noteworthy accomplishments, as we'll see in this week's Press Pass.
Early each morning, divers from several MPS high schools gather at South Division for practice.
Well, I have to get up at 5 in the morning.
The early rising group is known as the Milwaukee Phoenix, a name the guys themselves chose.
We go high and then we rise from our splashes is one of the sayings that we go. So we can have a bad day of bad practice, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna still have my team members there, you know, to help me out.
Deontay Wilson, James Hortman, and Carlos Rios all competed at the state meet last season. Rios also made the trip the previous year, becoming the first MPS diver to do so since his coach did it 10 years earlier. Coach Quabana Marcus J. Collins carefully observes each dive in practice. His group has talent, but the coach gets even more excited about their character.
Within the attitudes that they have such wonderful personalities. They're very respectful. I've never had a group this large that all of them are just good kids, good young men.
To me, he's like a second father. My father, he is in prison, and I don't have many males to look up to. Like, Mr. Collins is a good example for me to follow.
Indeed, it's much more than Deontay Wilson's diving that benefits from his coach's guidance. Wilson achieved a 4.0 grade point average last quarter. Every Sunday, he and the Phoenix gather for a study session at the UW-Milwaukee Library.
Going to school, coming to practice in the morning, and then I work after school. I don't really have that much time to get homework done. And on Sunday during the study session, that really gives me a lot of time to get all my work done.
Now, it's not just work for the Phoenix. There's plenty of fun and games. For example, each guy gets tagged with a Phoenix name.
My name's Alfalfa because my hair stands up.
Many of the names are the result of dives that didn't work out so well.
My Phoenix name is Flatline. First day of practice this year. I came off the board and I smacked like 3 or 4 times.
The way I tucked, they said I looked like a chimp, so they called me Chimp.
At the end of practice, each guy gets to try one dive of his choice. More Phoenix names could result from these efforts. After practice, the Phoenix head for their bus, which drops them off at their respective schools. Each guy perhaps carrying a little more knowledge even before classes begin.
We've got people that are definitely going to be, trailblazers in our community because they're already starting those flames right now.
From the pool waters to a frozen sheet of ice, it's time to salute a group of skaters who are getting it done. The Cedarburg hockey team takes honors as the Realty Executives Team of the Week.
The Cedarburg Bulldogs picked up where they left off on the ice last season, winning their first 5 games of the new campaign by a 24-9 margin, proving that despite a younger squad, they still have the talent to flourish.
It definitely builds confidence, but especially having a young team, it really helps bringing everyone together and believing that we can do great things.
It really helps us out because, later in the season when we get in those close, tight games against some good teams, we'll be able to know that we can win each game and we have a good confidence level.
Cedarburg is coming off its first North Shore Conference title a year ago, which included finally knocking off Homestead. This season, they're starting to figure out the new makeup of their group. Tough defense, speed, and a mix of youth and experience.
We're actually a little bit of all of them. Before games, we're real focused and serious when we get down to business, but we can have fun just like everyone else.
We have great team speed, and we really work well together. We have good team chemistry, and so far it's worked out well for us. Hopefully it continues that way.
Even with the quick start, the Bulldogs are cautious, and they realize the tough part of their schedule lies ahead.
Homestead, obvious. Last year was the first year we beat them, and they're a crosstown rival, so that. And probably the big teams, Marquette, Arrowhead, this is the first year that we're playing them, so it'll be a big game, and the crowd will be into it, so I think so will the team.
Peter Sylvester of Realty Executives Integrity presents our Team of the Week plaque.
what does it take to become a leader in the treatment of neurological disorders? Our patients know. It takes the nation's leading specialists and a state-of-the-art neurosciences center. It takes an academic medical center like Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Less than 2% of America's hospitals are academic medical centers. They're rare, which is why our patients know we're the smart choice for neurological care. Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin. For the smart choice, it's academic.
Wow, this is one good-looking TV. Clearly you take your TV viewing seriously. So why not watch in serious style? By getting HD service with digital cable from Time Warner Cable. You get programs in HD for free. Satellite wants to charge you over $100 a year for HD programming. Instead, see the shows you want at a price you'll love. Upgrade to digital cable or HD TV. Call Time Warner Cable today. You've got the great TV. Now get the great HD service it deserves. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Give joy, give more, give more, give joy.
Hurry in Wednesday only to save half on everything we advertise before it's all gone. Seniors save an extra 20%.
Give joy, come to the right place.
Boston Store.
Give joy, give more, give more, give joy.
It's your one day to save half on hundreds of items starting 6 a.m. Wednesday at our 50% off one-day sale.
Give joy, come to the right place.
Boston Store.
Hi, I'm Marcia Mather. The best gifts come from Lackey & Joy's.
From the heart of the Rocky Mountains, Obermeier's innovative and authentic ski wear is performance-driven, allowing you to stand up to the most rugged weather conditions. Regardless of the weather, check out Smartwool's fashionable socks, sweaters, hats, mittens, base layers, and more. Smartwool, warm and comfortable from head to toe.
So wrap up your holiday shopping at Lackey & Joy's.
When nature calls you outdoors.
Did you know that shoulder injuries affect about 6 million people in the U.S. each year? Hello, I'm Kimberly Kane. Joining me now is Dr. William Rosh, Director of Sports Medicine at Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin, and team physician for the Milwaukee Brewers. Dr. Rosh, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Why are shoulder injuries so common in the U.S., and what are some of the main causes?
Well, if you think about it, the shoulder positions the hand in space, and with most sports, we use the hands. Because of that, it's injured fairly frequently. Whether it be throwing a baseball or simply painting the kitchen ceiling, we can irritate things.
So how do you treat these injuries?
Well, in most cases, physical therapy. Most shoulder injuries are strains of the rotator cuff. They get better quickly. In a case where you can't move your arm, it's a more severe injury, then surgery may come into play.
And what can people do to minimize the chance that they will injure their shoulders?
Keep the shoulder healthy, and with regards to that, I mean the rotator cuff. If you keep the rotator cuff healthy, the shoulder stays healthy.
Dr. Rosh, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
If you'd like to learn more about the Sports Medicine Center at Froedtert and the Medical College, go online at froedtert.com/sports.
The Brookfield East wrestling team is a perennial contender in the Greater Metro Conference. Super smooth Tim Muma checks in with the Spartans in the Lackey & Joy's Spotlight.
Complacency and contentment are not accepted characteristics for Brookfield East wrestlers, and they know when they first hit the mats that the program's continued success must not be taken lightly.
Well, there's certainly a pressure to succeed, but there's a lot of tradition here. We take, we have a lot of pride in our success, and we just try and keep it going every year.
Kids that come back from high school that say their team was the best, we get better each year, so that's pretty much the goal.
The veterans of the group see it as their responsibility to instill a certain standard to the younger wrestlers.
And that's how we show the future generations that they have to work just as hard to make sure that this dynasty, as I'll call it, keeps it up.
The Spartans' reign that Bookberger refers to as their school record 6 straight Greater Metro Conference championships. Making the run even more impressive is that most of the guys that come into the program don't have the wrestling experience of the other top schools. So 14-year head coach Bud Sines needs to develop his athletes while giving them the tools to succeed now.
Work hard and be tough mentally, no matter how tired you get physically, and then you can just keep going, and then that'll make you the best that you can be.
You have to go out there thinking you have a chance to win
every match, no matter who it is. You got to practice hard so you have the confidence, and that's the key.
Unfortunately for East, they have yet to make it to team state thanks to the powerful Arrowhead Warhawks residing in their sectional. But Zach Sines is a two-time individual state qualifier. Of course, as the coach's son, he gets extra work in all sorts of places.
Once practice ends, wrestling doesn't end for me because we're always talking wrestling, or we'll walk by each other in the kitchen and then we'll just kind of look at each other and then we'll just start wrestling for a takedown in the middle of the kitchen floor. My mom doesn't like it very much, but it's pretty enjoyable.
While the vast majority of Sines teammates have yet to experience the atmosphere of competing at the Kohl Center, the Spartans of past and present have battled in their own menacing coliseum, the cafeteria.
We make a banner with like our conference champs or regionals, like big accomplishments we get, and we hang those up around the cafeteria, which is really nice because it's like a small environment, so like everyone's close, gets real loud. It really, I think, intimidates the other team when we come out.
It gets really intense. It's just really cool. It's a cool feeling.
It's going to be loud. The fans are right on the mat and you can hear everyone shouting. It's a great atmosphere.
To a man, the Spartans agree that their compact, in-your-face home turf gives them a leg up in conference matchups. But these guys know they need drive and passion to make it 7 consecutive league titles.
All we do is we come in as strong as we can. We never give up, and we train harder than any team. And I'm not leaving here without 4 years straight of conference championships.
That's a wrap for this week's episode of Preps Plus, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's High School Sports Show. Special shout out to the Oak Creek Knights. Good luck this year, ladies.
Thank you.
Please be sure to join us again next Sunday. Same Preps Plus time, same Preps Plus channel. Until then, I'm Gary Howard. Peace.
The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Preps Plus is brought to you by Boston Store. Be one of the first customers to shop on Saturday, December 20th and receive a free holiday ornament. Stores open at 6 a.m. Buy, pick, and save. Proud sponsor of the Preps Plus highlights. Time Warner Cable. Order the All the Best package, 3 great services on one simple bill at one low price. By Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin. For the smart choice, it's academic. By Lackey & Joy. With locations in downtown Milwaukee, Brookfield, and Mequon. And celebrating the holidays at Mayfair Mall. And by Realty Executives, where the experts are.